Welcome to the Bridge program in mathematics. For today's video, we're going to discuss about quadratic equation by factoring. Okay, so we're going to solve a quadratic equation using factoring method. So if the quadratic equation can be factored, the zero product property may be used. Again, if the quadratic equation can be factored, then we are going to use the zero product property. And what is zero product property? Again, the zero product property states that if A and B are algebraic expressions, so suppose we have two algebraic expressions, A and B, then AB is equal to 0. If and only if, what? If A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. So this is the zero product property that can be used when we solve the quadratic equation using factoring. So if A and B are algebraic expressions, then AB is equal to 0. If and only if A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. Okay. We have to remember on how to solve quadratic equations by factoring. So we have the following steps to follow. First, write the equation in standard form equal to 0. So if we have a quadratic equation and we want to know and we want to use factoring, we write the equation first in standard form and equate this one to 0. And then factor the quadratic equation. So after writing it in standard form, we are now ready to factor the quadratic equation. Number 3, use the zero product property to set each factor equal to 0. Okay? And number 4, solve each resulting linear equation. Okay, so we expect that the given is quadratic equation, but it will become linear later because by factoring the quadratic equation, we can come up with linear expressions. And then using the zero product property, we can now solve the linear equations, the resulting linear equations. So for us to understand more on the concept of solving the quadratic equation using factoring, we have example 1. Solve the quadratic equation x squared plus 5x is equal to 24. And here is the solution. First, you write the equation in standard form and equate to 0. Okay, so from x squared plus 5x is equal to 24. The standard form is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So on the right side must be 0. So we have to rewrite the given equation. So we have x squared, okay, plus 5x minus 24 is equal to 0. So this is now a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So this is already in standard form. And then after that, you factor. So you look for 4 factors, okay, wherein you can rewrite the given equation into factors into expressions that if you want to multiply that expressions, it will result in the given equation. Okay, so by factoring, we come up with 2 factors. Quantity x plus a times the quantity of x minus 3 is equal to 0. So these are the 2 factors of the given equation. Now after that, you apply the zero product property. What's the zero product property again? A times b is equal to 0 if and only if A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. So by zero product property, we can equate this factor x plus 8, okay? X plus 8 is equal to 0, and then you solve for x. So we have x is equal to negative 8. And the other factor, we have x minus 3. X minus 3 is equal to 0, and then you solve for x. Then you have x is equal to 3. So these are our possible solutions for the quadratic equation. Then solve each resulting linear equation. So this is now what we are doing here. We are solving the resulting linear equations. Okay, the resulting linear equations in our example is x plus 8 and then x minus 3. Okay, so you have to check to verify if solutions or not. We have to check if x is equal to negative 8, it satisfies the given equation, and then x is equal to 3. So we are now ready to check if the values that we got are solutions of the given equation. So check your answer. Given x squared plus 5x is equal to 24, and then we want to test if at x is equal to negative 8, if it really satisfies the given equation. So first, since x is a placeholder, so we can just put an empty, or what we call this, a placeholder here. This is a placeholder. The x is just a placeholder. And then all we need to do is just to substitute negative 8 to the variable x. So instead of x here, so we replace negative 8 to the variable x. So we now have negative 8 squared. So in this case, it's very, very important to put it in the parentheses because it means that the negative sign, okay, is included in raising this into 2, okay? Then 5 times 8, negative 8 is equal to 24. Now, since we do not know yet if the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side, so we can put question mark here. But this is just a way of checking. So it's up to you if you'll put a question mark or not. Okay. So we simplify quantity negative 8 squared plus 5 times negative 8. This is 64 minus 40. And we have the left side is equal to the right side. So in other words, we have proven that x is equal to negative 8 is a solution of the given equation x squared plus 5x equal to 24. Now, how about x is equal to 3? So at x is equal to 3, we are going to substitute 3 to the placeholder x or to the variable x. That is 3 squared plus 5 times 3 is equal to 24. And then we simplified the values on the left side. We have 9 plus 15 is equal to 24. So is it equal? The left and the right equal. And since we know that 9 plus 15 is 24, which is equal to the right-hand side, therefore, we can say that x is equal to 3 is a solution of the given equation. So in other words, we have the solution set, negative 8 and 3. Okay, so thank you very much, and we hope that you learned something from this video. Bye!